I'm Jacqueline Bhagavan. Ambassadors of Hope and Opportunity provides a safety net for young adults ages 18 to 25 who are homeless or at risk of being homeless.
There are many young people in this county who are struggling economically and socially, for that matter, where their voice is very silent, and more specifically, I see many young people who are getting caught up in street life, street activities, as a result of lack of opportunities and resources. It's a very common everyday occurrence, at least within the scope of my job as a clinical social worker. And I say this with a tongue-in-cheek approach, in the sense that if I look at many of the young people I work with currently, they're there not necessarily for violent behavioral reasons, but by and large they're there in the juvenile justice system for socioeconomic reasons.
This is 40% of the homeless population, a statistic that's larger than any other group, yet this group receives the least amount of funding.
But I think what often gets left out is the story of the disenfranchised young people and young adults in this county. And what AHO provides at this point is really a platform and a voice to those who have not been heard and have been counted, so to speak. I often see many young African American men and women, Latino women, and also among the poor white community, who are just by and large getting caught up and getting stuck in either juvenile justice system or the mental health system.
It's pretty bleak from day to day. They're scrambling, trying to find food and where they might be sleeping that night. Often they're couch surfing, or they're in parks. They're on the streets. It's not safe. I know many youth who have found abandoned buildings, abandoned cars to find safety and a place to sleep. But most of the young people that we're helping are struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder because of this severe stress, anxiety, and fear that they're facing on a continual basis.
Neglect, abuse, sexual identity issues, these are some of the common reasons youth find themselves homeless.
I went to Rikers Island because of the lies that my homeboys told me. You know, a lot of kids growing up now, everybody want to be something, everybody want to be part of something. When that happens, they don't care about you. The so-called streets, all the adults, they don't care about you. The only thing they care about you is the service that you provide them. I didn't know that until I got into prison and until I met all the people that's in there, that they told me what really this is about. And you know, alongside, when I was in there, once I got out, I got in contact with my pops, which is quote unquote the co-founder of Bloods. So he gave me a lot of rundown on what is the truth. So that's why I found out that, you know, all the things that I've been believing in, it's a lie. So it's pretty much lies that got me there, because I was providing services for all these, quote, you know, big homies and all these OGs. I was doing dirt for them, but they don't care about my feelings, they don't care about me. They care about the money that they make and the service I provide them. And that's why I got, you know, got down for it.
Well, in December 2007, I was taken out of my home by Child Protective Services, and coming here, I had no experience with the environment. I was really lost. I just started working 3 jobs, and then I found Zara through a connection, and we met at Aroma Cafe, and she was really great. She just introduced me to all the opportunities that AHO had available. And I was so inspired that I just wanted to become part of what they do, because I thought it was just such a wonderful advantage and opportunity for youth.
Ambassadors from the beginning has included youth who have been at risk, homeless, in every aspect of the organization. There are program advisors, youth outreach advisors, and spokespersons of their personal experience with this issue, so that they're meeting community and political leaders here in Marin, the Greater Bay Area, and Sacramento, to advocate not only for themselves, but for the growing population of young people who are becoming homeless, not just in Marin, but this is a national growing issue. So youth are involved in the solution, and the community is involved in the solution, in that we've included and attracted and recruited community volunteers to be life coaches for our youth. That one-on-one ally, support person, champion, who is there for one young person through their transition to help them navigate community resources, the transportation involved, the application processes that are daunting to many adults, and especially to the young people that we're helping.
It was important to me that I was working with an organization that was not putting most of their funding and money into an actual location, and was putting most of the money into directly assisting the youth. And this organization of ambassadors works directly in the community by meeting the youth in cafes and libraries and bookstores and wherever they feel safe and feel like it's a place that they can feel comfortable and not have the stigma behind walking into a door that says, you know, this is for homeless and at-risk youth.
Our goal has been, one, to provide a platform for these young people to have a voice in their transition process, to have the direct services like housing, legal help, employment, health care, medical care, wardrobe, all the essential things a parent would provide if these young people had that caring person in their lives.
Because kids, they can understand, they see a phony or someone that's just trying to get into the limelight. It has to be natural. And you have to be comfortable with them. You have to be comfortable where they've been, what they're going to say, or how they say it, how they express themselves. And you can't push it. I mean, because we're all brought up in a way, you've got to put it in this box, and if you do it this way, you know, your suit and tie, you're this or that. And then you meet some of the kids, and I can just see it in them that they have these talents and these skills, but they're not going to go into these boxes, and they can just get passed over.
And everything is so personalized. You know, it's really about, okay, what do you need? Let's point you in the resources. What's most important to you right now? What do you want to accomplish in this amount of time? And AHO is unique because it really molds around the youth rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff out there, which is how we're so resourceful, and the networks and the connections that we have from community partners, we're just so lucky to have, because they really help us accomplish what we do.
And I know that many times the youth, their voice is not listened to, so this gives them an opportunity to be heard.
Youth Connect is one example of how youth are empowered to help themselves and others like them in similar situations.
Our first, the task force here, what we're going to be doing is working on our first Youth Connect, which means that it's going to be hosted here at the mic. We're going to have a whole bunch of resources: dental, doctor, clothing, bikes, resources to set up a library card, to understand how credit works, resume workshops. There'll be a place where they can make phone calls to people that they may be lost contact with because they don't have a cell phone, or they need their bills paid and they have questions on how they should handle that type of situation.
In a single day, the AHO Youth Connect offered services that would normally take over a year to acquire.
We really love these kids. I mean, we see them in all their magnificence. And I think that's really hard to do for a lot of people with this age group. It's a challenging age. They're struggling with so many things, and then the young people that we're helping are also struggling with just being fed and having, you know, a safe place to stay at night.
Ambassadors of Hope and Opportunity gives youth the necessary tools to build a healthy and happy future so they can give back to their community.
Ambassadors of Hope and Opportunity could use your help. For more information about Ambassadors of Hope and Opportunity, please visit www.ahoproject.org or call 415-381-7173.